What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I'm Antoine.
And I'm still James.
And we are going to do a epic trailer reaction for The Witcher Season 2. I think it's kind of like a featurette trailer. It's not like a total all-the-way trailer. I don't know. It's something.
Okay.
We'll see. But it's more footage on Season 2. I think it's supposed to come out like December, don't it?
I think like December 17th.
Yeah, so I think they finishing up, they putting the final touches on it or whatever. Season 1 was very successful for them.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a discussion about the teaser they had a few months back. And I got quite a few comments about old James over
Yes. Yes.
A lot of fans of the show had some choice words to say to you.
Absolutely. I don't think I've ever been.
What do you want to say to these people? Our fans, so be gentle.
I'm sorry you disagree.
Hey, you know what? You know what? This man, he do know what he talking about. I mean, y'all do not have to just sit back and listen to what he had to say, because I refer to him when I talked about fantasy, because I'm not a fan of fantasy. I can enjoy a good story, and I like The Witcher the first season, but that's all I know about it. I didn't read the books, I didn't play the game, and I was upfront about that.
Like,
and,
I was even surprised by how strong the backlash was, because like I think what people were hearing me say was Ciri was nothing but a plot device character.
and they didn't hear nothing else. They went dark. I wish this thing acted up. They went dark after you said that.
And
They
like-
was
And
nothing else.
I immediately followed it up, like, because I really love how she develops later on.
Yeah.
And I want to see her get to that point rather than just being, oh, Geralt has to go here and protect this girl and get her
Right.
here. And I said it looks like they're going to be starting that process early in this season.
Yeah.
And they didn't hear none of that. She's not a plot device.
Yeah.
Dandelion's a plot device character. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
So it's good, y'all.
Yeah.
Just listen to everything. Don't hear one thing you hate and just attack. But
And if you still hate the sound of my voice afterwards, get used to it.
so right, it's but it was a good show from my point of view.
Definitely.
A person that's not a fan of the previous properties, I had a lot of fun watching the show and just getting to know it. I like some fantasy. I'm not gonna act like I'm in a club, because I don't. I like I guess you can say Game of Thrones is in that vein.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. A little Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. But I'm not like I never got into the books. I don't. I watch the movie, I enjoy it, and I move on. That's far as I go with
And
fantasy.
even for me, I'm still upfront with I've never gotten into the Witcher books.
Yeah.
So like for one thing, and again, like this is a deeply cultural, like reflective kind of piece. But, I just never read the books. I got into The Witcher because of the games.
Okay.
And so my experience of The Witcher is as someone who has primarily been playing as Geralt.
Right.
So it's like Geralt's also something of an unreliable narrator in the games.
Mm-hmm.
When he is a narrator, which is rare, but it happens. So like for me, it was like, oh, this isn't his story. I like that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was about to say, Geralt. When I first saw it, I'm like, oh, they got Henry Cavill, and I'm like, Geralt is. I thought he was going to be the main character, but he's kind of like he helps everybody else get to their goal, and he's not like really the main character.
Yeah, he's a professional interloper.
Yeah. So so yeah, we had some thoughts on that, and we got a lot. It wasn't all bad, but we had got like a lot of comments, and people make the longest comments. I don't even read it all because it's too much.
They're the longest comments we've ever gotten. It's the first time I've ever been called haughty, and I'm like, is it okay to be proud of that?
A backhanded comment said, like, at least he admit that he don't know what the hell he's talking about. It's like, thank you. I think.
It's like, I do love how strong the reaction is because it's kind of telling, right? How much committed these people are to this property. So if nothing else, I appreciate that.
So we're gonna watch this trailer and then we'll get some thoughts on the season 2 of Witcher, where it's gonna go or whatever. So let me see if I can get this going because I had some issues. That wasn't part of the plan. Oh no, okay. Like that.
What?
Okay.
Forgive us, folks. We're having some technical difficulties today.
Yeah, my computer just went out on me, so now we're kind of doing it a different way. All right, so here go the trailer, and we're gonna react to it.
Evil is evil. Lesser. Greater. Middling. It's all the same.
Something out there waits for you. Something more.
Oh, fun. There is no more hiding from Nilfgaard.
She's where they came. Find Geralt of Rivia. He is your destiny.
I need to understand some things. You claimed the law of surprise and got me. Why?
Slay this beast!
I saved your father's life.
What exactly is Kermorhen?
You're home. Finally. Vesemir. I brought her here so she'd be safe. To protect her.
It's hard to do when I don't know who I'm protecting. Or what I'm protecting her from.
You spend a lifetime alone. What changed you?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
I want to be powerful.
Do you have what it takes?
I dream of becoming important to someone.
You're important to me.
This is your legacy. Save these people. This continent.
You're in chains behind enemy lines, Yennefer.
Do you really think offering me as a sacrifice will spare your failure?
You're blind. The war's just begun.
Keep me close.
Monsters do bad things to people.
Humans do bad things to everybody.
Monsters are more than this horrid looks, claws, and teeth. Monsters are born of deeds done. Unforgivable ones.
A lot of footage.
Yeah.
That was an actual trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. That was the trailer for The Witcher 2, season 2.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff there. I didn't expect that much footage.
Me neither.
They gave you like it was a full trailer. It wasn't just some bull crap.
Because it would have been so easy for them to just do a recap.
Right.
Trailer,
They've been doing that.
Yeah. But this looks good, man.
Yeah. I became a fan of it. Like I said, I wasn't. I never knew nothing about the previous IPs or nothing, and just watching the show, it was just a good show to get into. Watching their journeys, Yennefer and what's the girl name?
Siri.
Yeah, like what happened to them. Both of them like had this tragedy happen to them, and it's kind of like watching Daenerys on on Game of Thrones, where I want to see where they end up because they going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm rolling with you. I want you to end up, somewhere good and going through this whole process. It's kind of fun, watching them, and I want to see them come out on top.
And it's kind of cool, like, when you're, because ostensibly Geralt is your protagonist, but he's not your main character, right?
True, that's what I'm saying.
And so Yennefer and Ciri are way more important to the actual plot, because they're central to the plot and subplots of this. And then you have Geralt, who's just like grunting and growling all over the place. It's like
banging chicks.
I mean, like he do. But I find it so interesting how they managed to work that balance.
Yeah.
So it's like you're following Geralt, for a good deal of the first season.
Right.
Him and Yennefer both, more or less equally, I think, by the end of it.
He's like got a romantic thing with Yennefer, right?
Yeah.
And Ciri is basically like his daughter.
Effectively, yeah.
Okay. Because I remember, I forget that her dad is the weasel-looking dude.
I think Porcupine. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. But
right, you're right.
Because
he was cursed.
Yeah.
So he wasn't human.
Because I was sitting there, I'm like, I forgot about that.
Right, he's like, yeah, I protect your father. I'm like, father? Oh God, that's your father.
Thank God you took after your mother.
That's right, because he wanted to be with old girl, and she was pregnant, but she was pregnant by him.
Yeah.
Question: did she have sex with him while he was looking like that?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I think it was
that's love right there.
Because there was like a specific component to his curse.
Right. I think it wasn't all the time.
So,
right.
I don't think it was always like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, come on now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of other nights in the forest or wherever they had you. You fall in love with a porcupine, dude? Come on, lady.
I mean, hey, you're definitely not shallow. I give you.
Hey, man, you're right. Maybe he had some game.
Yeah. Like
he just keep his night helmet on.
Like spitting mad game, and like he just built under the armor, So the helmet stays on.
Right. I make love. The helmet stays on, baby. But no. But I didn't really understand where they're going with Yennefer though. As far as what I saw, did you get, or can you really kind of figure where they're going with her?
I'm at this point, like I've been like going deep into so many other things that like my memory on a lot of that stuff is faded.
Yeah. As far as what you saw in the trailer though, what do you think?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Because like it looks like she's because if you remember like when they split at the end of the last season, like she basically said, nah, forget you, I'm looking after number one.
Right.
And so I think there's gonna be some more of that. Her trying to worm her way into some kind of political intrigue, because I do know she ends up more or less like trying to worm her way into like the position of like someone's court mage.
Yeah, it's like you start off following Yennefer, and her story was tragic, and then she started to build herself up, and he was on her side. But as we said, she got so ambitious that she kind of became almost an antagonist of the story. But she was like a co-protagonist, but she goes a little too far sometimes. And then it's like, I'm trying to roll with you, girl, but you biting off more than you can chew, and you starting stuff, and it ain't gonna end well for you.
Because like she's one of those people that's like, nothing's too ambitious.
Yeah.
Once she decides she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it. Okay, so I may have started a war. Look, my bad, right? But hey, look, I got in this dude, and I'm on the council now, so we cool.
Right.
She's one of those types of people.
So I hope, and I know that she ain't gonna be perfect, but I hope she don't go all bad. Like I hope she just don't be just straight evil.
She never, like, to the best of my knowledge anyway, she never goes like evil. Like she's not an amoral person. She's just morally compromised.
Right.
So
I mean, if you see her past though, I kind of like I can see why, because everybody she ever trusted did her wrong.
Right. And she's not like without compassion. It's just like, and this is true for a lot of sorceresses in this world, where it's like they have to go through so much to get to that point.
Yeah.
That they don't have any real compassion for people who wallow in their own weakness.
Okay.
So I was like, look, I get it. You're in a bad situation. I was in a bad situation. I clawed and scraped my way up to this level.
Right.
If I can do it, your ass better do something. I ain't saying you got to go and become a sorceress or a mage. Mages tend to be assholes in this world. But, but it's like, no. You can't just expect someone to come and save you. You better save yourself.
Right. And, okay, so what's her name? Siri is training with what they call them? The Witcher place.
Kaer Morhen, the home of the
Witchers,
the Wolf School.
Right. So we're going to see some, I guess maybe not his past, but we're going to see the people who train him.
We're going to see some of the remaining Witchers, certainly. So
yeah.
We saw Vesemir. I think there's 2 other Wolf School Witchers left, Eskel and I forget the other guy's name. And so, like, I believe they show up as well.
Okay, so at the end of this, she's going to be a badass, like a badass.
I mean, that's where it goes. She ends up becoming a badass, like all but a Witcher, since she doesn't get
But she get their skills though. She's not like she don't have to they duties, but she got their skills.
Well, like she doesn't have like any of the mutations they have.
Right.
But like she's also extremely powerful in her own right, so she doesn't really need to.
Why is she so powerful?
I think she does have like elf blood, but like there's a whole thing about.
Well,
that.
I mean, I know her parents was like, I guess they were king and queen, but they was like warriors or whatever.
Like,
but
I think she's also like effectively a chosen one.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Are we going with the chosen one stuff?
Like,
are we doing this?
it very much, so like, it puts a lot of weight on the story for her, simply because like there is this hanging over her head, but they don't touch it all the time. But there's also the fact no one really knows why anyone's after her except the people who are after her. So like, there's a reason why the Nilfgaardians are after her.
Nilfgaardians.
Yeah. I know. Like, I always like, is that a euphemism? But like, so they're after her for a very specific political reason. And then
right, because she still got a name. She still got like, I guess she's an heir to something, and that's like, I understand that. Yeah. And same thing like with what's her name, Daenerys.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of that going on, and then there's also reasons why other more powerful entities are after her, which goes to this like this destiny she has about her.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of this going on where it's like all anyone knows is, man, this chick need help.
Yeah. I mean, she's getting trained to kick ass at the Witcher school or whatever. So that's cool. And as usual, the show looks great, like far as the cinematography, the choreography, and just the way it looked. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It looks good. Like look like they spent a lot of money on it.
I think that first season really proved how much it deserved it.
Yeah. So the first season was real successful for them. It's a good watch too, because I watching it, I was just into it. Like I couldn't wait to see the next episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then usually, I think was it 13 episodes? It was like 10, I think.
I think it was 10.
Which 10 can be long if it ain't good, because it's a lot of those series that I checked out like at 3 or 4. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, because you remember like Altered Carbon season 2, we had a hard time finishing.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like if you can't, anything can be long if it's a hard watch. Right.
But I couldn't wait to see the next episode watching that.
But I feel like 9 or 10 is a good length.
Yeah, and for real, 8, especially when they're hour long.
Yeah,
you don't want to do more than 8. But they went to 10, but it was still good. So. It looks good, man. It looks just as good as the first season. We'll see what it do.
The monsters still look good. Set design still look good.
I'm sure they got more. They got probably more stories to pull from the books or whatever. I didn't read the books, So if you say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about," I don't. I'm just enjoying what I'm seeing.
Like I don't want this to come off as like, hey, so since we know everything about this series, this is what's good. It ain't like that.
Right.
Antoine has very limited experience with the franchise. Mine is slightly more involved, but again, not an expert. Just going off half rememberings from games I've played years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So like again, I'm watching this. I'm like, I don't remember how we get from this to this. So like, I'm in it like I'm fresh.
Right.
So
right.
I'm just down for the ride, though. I love this setting. I love this world, and I love the way they handle the storytelling. So I'm down 100%.
And I didn't think I was gonna like this. Remember when we first said the first trailer reaction? I was like, man, it's like any other fantasy show.
Yeah.
Then after I watched it, after like the first episode, I was like so in. I was really into it, and I like the characters too. That's also the thing. I like the characters so much that I'm following them and I want them to succeed.
Yeah.
So I really want to see where they end up.
And I think that's one of the things that works so well, using Geralt as kind of the linchpin of all of this.
Yeah.
It's because you're not worried about how he feels about
Right,
something.
that's the thing.
You're not
Geralt
worried about
ain't too
what he's-
interested.
yeah.
The other people interested, but it's about them. Geralt
Like,
just here to help
He has
them.
no real goals of his own.
Right.
It's like, look, I go where places have monsters to kill. If they have gold, I kill the monster. If they don't, I move on.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you're not worried about, man, Geralt needs to get his. He's dealing with everybody else. It's like, nah.
Right. He's the stoic protagonist,
Yeah.
which is like we've seen that 100 times. But
He's like
it's
your
not his story.
hard-boiled action hero who's just doing his job.
Right.
He's not being heroic. It's like, look, I kill monsters, bro. There's a monster. You got gold for me. I'll kill the monster.
So I'm on Team Yennefer. I really want to see where
Yes, sir.
she go, where she end up.
You want to talk about a powerful woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably because where she came from, I was just hoping she got her. I was hoping that she succeeded. That like she was the ultimate underdog.
Yeah. That come up with something, wasn't
it? And so that's why I was like, okay, so I'm really want to stick with this and see where she end up, and I hope they don't disappoint me. You know how they sometimes you watch a show, you like a character, and then where they end up is like, this is crap.
Because like, and it would also be really easy for them to try to downgrade her to just being the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because that's usually where Hollywood goes.
Right.
But specifically within this franchise, that never happens.
Okay.
And so long as they play that straight, I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
Because like, she's such a strong character.
Right.
And if you cheapen that at all, it's going to, like, even if you're not, for folks who aren't a fan of her, it'll come off false.
Right. So we'll see where it's going to go, man. That's coming out in December. And, of course, you will get a review from us.
Definitely.
We're going to be pretty busy this fall with all the stuff we need to get in. And I've been working like crazy. That's why we ain't been getting videos up like we usually do. But if you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, you will get alerts every time that we post new videos or if we live stream, which we will be doing more often.
That was very pro of you. I like that. And if you like what you're seeing here today, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Help us with the algorithm. And drop a comment down below, which I know some of you will. How did you like this trailer? How do you like where the series appears to be going? And do you think I'm still being cocky as all shit?
I was about to say,
because I know y'all ain't shy about letting me know. So if you feel like I'm pretending an expertise I do not have, which I don't believe I am trying to do, let me know.
Yeah. It was fun. All right, y'all, we out of here.
Peace, y'all.